This fat tire electric bike claims to take hills and uneven trails with ease with its full suspension, can hit 25 miles per hour in seconds with its 1000 watt peak motor, and has front and rear disc brakes. The best part is that it costs less than $500 before shipping. Is all of this performance too good to be true? Stay tuned to find out. This video is a review of the Varun X-plorer electric bike. I'm going to unbox, assemble, go over the controls, display and settings, test the acceleration, max speed, brakes and suspension, and review the e-bike. The Xplorer has a 750 watt rear hub motor with a max speed of 25 miles per hour or 40 kilometers per hour, twist throttle, 48 volt, 13 amp hour battery with a range of up to 60 miles or 96 kilometers, front and rear disc brakes, 20 by 4 inch fat tires, headlight, taillight, front and rear suspension, and weighs 80 pounds or 36 kilograms. Additional specs can be found in the description section below. This is the box that it came in. It's quite large. This was everything inside the box. We have the bike itself, we have the front wheel, the axle for the front wheel, the front fender, and then we have another box. And inside this box we have the headlight. Here's the charger. There's an advertisement for after-sales warranty. There's the brackets for the headlight, tools, pedals. I don't see an instruction manual, but I'm going to show you very quickly how to install it. So there's 4 bolts. I'm going to take all 4 of these off and put the handlebar in. With the 4 bolts off, we can take this bracket off. We can put the handlebar on. We want the brake levers facing forward. We'll put this bracket back into place. We'll put the 4 bolts back on loosely, tighten them around 95%. Make sure that the handlebar is centered, and you can adjust the angle to your liking. And once you have that finalized, you can finish tightening these. Next, I'm going to install the front fender. I'm going to do this before putting on the front wheel. There's a bolt that you take off right here, and then 2 down here. Once this bolt and these 2 are removed, we can put the fender in with the bracket on the front side of the fork. I'm going to take this bolt with the washer and feed it back through. And then I'll do the same thing down here and on the other side as well. I'm going to push the fender all the way up so that we have enough clearance for the front tire, and then fully tighten it, and then tighten these 2 as well. I'm going to prep the front wheel with the disc on the side with the brake caliper. I'm going to take this axle for your reference. There's a nut, there's a flat washer, there's this washer with a hook, and then a spacer. I'm going to take all of this off and keep it to the side. For the other side, I'm going to feed it through here. There's a protection axle right here. You can use the wrench provided to loosen both sides, and then lifting the bike, you can take this off. This is where it gets a little tricky. You're going to lift the front of the bike, and then you're going to feed the front wheel with the disc facing the side of the brake caliper, and you want the disc to go in between the brake pads, and then you want the ends of the fork resting on the axle. Let's put the spacer here too. Just to show you guys, it's going to be the spacer, the fork, this washer with the hook, and it seats in right there. We'll use the flat washer and then the other nut. It's going to be like this on the other side too. This is a good time to put your kickstand down so that the bike can stand up by itself, and you might need to adjust the kickstand. You want to make sure that the front wheel is centered, so you can push on the fork or the front handlebar to make sure that it's centered, and then you can take your wrench and tighten both sides. Make sure that this nut has enough thread on the bolt. If not, you might have to remove some slack on this side and then continue tightening it. Out of the box, the kickstand is pretty high where the bike is almost upright, and that's kind of dangerous because the bike can tip over. There's a bolt on the side of the kickstand that I'm going to loosen, and then I can adjust the height of the kickstand. and then I'm going to tighten it. I just did the kickstand as low as it will go, and the bike is still somewhat upright. By inflating the tires, the bike's going to stand more upright and it's going to lean over to the left, so it'll be more stable. We'll inflate it to 20 psi. I inflated the front and rear tires to 20 psi. It's still upright, but it's a lot better than it was before. It seems a little bit more stable. Let's install the pedals. They are directional. One says L, one says R. For the right side, it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So I'm going to turn it clockwise. I'm going to take the 15mm to finish tightening it. And then the other side is opposite. It's lefty-tighty, righty-loosey, so you'll turn it counterclockwise to tighten it. We're going to take our headlight bracket. There's two spaces that it can go in. I'm going to use the one that's further to the end. And then I'll take my bolt and this locking nut. I'll use the 10mm to hold this locking nut and the Allen key to tighten the bolt. I'll do the same thing on the other side, matching the same plane as this bracket. Taking a look at the headlight, I'm going to assume that this is the top. We're going to plug the headlight in through this connector right here. And then we're going to take the bolts and the washer off on each side. I'm going to put the headlight, and then with the bolt and the washer, I'm going to feed it through this bracket back onto the headlight on both sides. And then when you turn the headlight on, you can adjust this to your liking. And when you're done, you can take your 14mm and finish tightening both sides. I only found one rubber cap. I'm going to assume that it goes on top of the headset bolt. Taking a look at the battery, the charging port is right here. Lift this piece of rubber. We'll take our charger, plug this in here, and then you'll take your other end and plug this into the outlet. There is an LED indicator. It'll be red when it's charging and it'll be green when it's fully charged. There's two sets of keys by the handlebar. We're going to put one on the opposite side and turn it clockwise. And then you can slide the battery out. Here's the charging port that we talked about. There's an on and off switch. Circle is off. The line is on. There's a battery indicator, and the battery needs to be on in order to check it. If you press the power button, it shows the status. We're about 75% full. This is the model number in case you are interested. This is the back. This is the side. This is where we put our key in to lock it and unlock it. Here's some more information on the battery. These are the contacts. It looks like they didn't remove this piece of tape before putting the battery in. I'm going to do that right now and clean it up a bit. I cleaned up the tape so it makes a better contact, and that's about it. The controller is inside the battery mount. I'm going to put this back in and take the key out. Let's take a look at the handlebar. We have the front brake lever, the rear brake lever. These are some controls. Looks like there's a headlight switch, signal switches, and the horn. I'll go over this in a second. There's more controls, a plus, a power button, minus with a foot, a headlight, and an eye. This is the display, the 7-speed shifter, and then this is the twist throttle. Let's turn this display on. We'll press and hold the power button until the screen is on. Starting on the left side, this is the headlight switch. The headlight turns on. There are buttons for signals, but this e-bike doesn't have signals. And then there's a horn. People are sleeping, so I'm not going to press this button. Let's look at this first. This is the battery level. This is our current speed. We're in pedal assist 0, which means there's no pedal assist. If I try twisting the throttle, nothing's going to happen. Right now it shows odometer, but we can change that in a second. So if we press the plus button, we can go to pedal assist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the highest. If we press the power button, nothing happens. If we press the minus button, we can go down in pedal assist levels. If you press and hold the minus button, it provides a pedestrian walk mode of 3 miles per hour. And then you can let go of that to disable it. There is a headlight button right here. If you press it, this headlight icon shows up, but the headlight doesn't turn on. It's controlled by this switch. Let's turn it off. And then if you press and hold the plus button, the headlight icon also shows up, but no light actually turns on. If we press I, we can cycle through odometer to trip. This is the current trip time. This is the max speed, average speed, power in watts, and then it goes back to odometer. We can also go to the settings, press and hold the plus and minus button. I'll quickly go over the settings, but spend some more time on the ones that might be more important. Screenshots of the menu would be on the left side of the screen. We can see a number 1 up here, it's TC. TC is single mileage zero clearance, and the default is TCN. To go to the next one, we'll press the plus button. UNT is units, and the default is in miles per hour, which is represented by 1. If we press the I button, this starts to flash, and we can change it to 2. And now it's in kilometers per hour. I'm going to keep it in miles per hour. VOL is the battery power settings, represents the voltage. The default is 48 volts. SCA is power assist gear range setting. The default is pedal assist 0 to 5. You can change it from 0 to 3, 1 to 3, 0 to 5, 1 to 5, 1 to 7, 0 to 7, 0 to 9, or 1 to 9. LD is the wheel diameter, and this can be changed from 8 to 40 inches. It's 23 inches by default, but the wheels are 20 inches, but I don't know if it accounts for the thickness of the tires as well. I'll just leave it as default. L5 is the speed limit settings. So by default, it's 40. Let's see what the max is. The max we can do is 41. I'll see if that changes anything. CUR is the controller current limit settings. The default is 22. You can set it from 1 to 32. SP5, by default, it's 1. PA5 is the power sensor direction setting, and the default is run F. HND is turn to the function setting. Default is HL-N. SSP is the slow start setting. The default is 0. DLY is the power quantity delay time. Default is 10. PU5 is the key implementation enabling setting. Default is yes. D5P. I don't see this in the menu, but the default is N. P6d Boot Password enabled. Default is N. The last one is 16. P5d, this might be setup boot password. It says P200000, and then it goes back to TC. In order to get out of this, we press and hold the I button, or wait a few seconds and it'll go back to the screen. In order to restore the factory setting operation, we need to press the headlight and plus button, and then it goes to this DEF setting. We can change it to yes. Press and hold I, and we saw the 00, and I think it clears the setting. So let's see. Odometer is still at 5.5. The trip is 0. The time is at 1. The max speed is 0, and the average speed is 0. And power is also at 0. So I think it cleared everything except the odometer. And then on the screen, I'll show you the error codes. Let me show you the max speeds in every pedal assist level. So pedal assist 1. We're getting 14.1 miles per hour. Pedal assist 2 is 16.4. Pedal assist 3 is 18.9, 19. Pedal assist 4 is 22.3. Pedal assist 5 is 23.8. And in order to turn it off, we press and hold the power button. We're going to test the acceleration max speed in each of the pedal assist levels using pedaling only and throttle only. And pedal assist 0, there's no assist. I can pedal normally, and if the bike is off or if the battery ever dies, you can continue to pedal. Pedal assist 1. I felt the motor kick in, and we're getting 10.3 miles per hour. Pedal assist 2. The motor kicked in, and we're getting 12.4 miles per hour. Pedal assist 3. $15.9 miles per hour. Pedal assist 4. $19 miles per hour. Pedal assist 5. Miles per hour. We're going to do the same thing using throttle only and pedal assist 0. There's no throttle. Pedal assist 1. Around 10 miles per hour. Pedal assist 2. $12.6 miles per hour. Pedal assist 3. $15 miles per hour. Pedal assist 4. $18.7 miles per hour. Pedal assist 5. And we hit 25.2 miles per hour. At this first cone, we're going to test the brakes by slamming on the brakes. And we stopped right at the second cone. This is about 20 feet. Out of the box, the brakes do not bite until towards the end, so there's some adjustability that you can do. You can either loosen this bolt and decrease the slack in this cable line, or twist this. And then same with the back. If I adjusted that and I kept riding, I think it would have improved. In terms of suspension, there is this non-adjustable front shock. In the back, there is this rear shock. You can twist this to increase or decrease the compression. This looks like there's a dampener. I don't know if it's actually functional because there's no adjustment to it. And it might just be a piece of plastic. Going on some bumpy roads. The ride is pretty comfortable. Riding on this mulch. Takes the bumps. Moving on to the review of the Xplorer e-bike, what I like about this e-bike is the retro style frame. I like this giant seat that can fit 2 people and it's very comfortable. It feels like there's gel padding inside. It's also nice that there is a 750 watt rear hub motor that can go a max speed of 25 miles per hour. It also has a peak watt output of 1,000 watts. The battery is removable, so you can park the bike downstairs and take the bike upstairs to charge it in your office or in your home. There's a headlight, tail light, and then there's also dual suspension. There's springs in the front that are non-adjustable, and then there is a coil down here that is adjustable. There's this dampener looking piece right here, and I don't think it's functional, it's just for show. There's a single chain ring in the front, and then in the back there's a 7-speed Shimano tourney rear derailleur, so you can shift and climb up hills. Another thing that I like is that there are 20 by 4-inch fat tires on the front and rear, which makes the ride very comfortable because they are 20 inches. The bike is not very large compared to 27 or 29-inch tires, so you can fit this on the back of your truck. You might be able to fit this in the back of your car too. In terms of suggestions, it would have been nice if there was hydraulic disc brakes, but they are more expensive than these cable pull ones. Putting those on would have increased the cost of the e-bike itself, and you can always upgrade to them later. And then the front shock is not adjustable. It would have been nice if there's adjustments to the dampening, or if there's a setting where you can fully lock it. The components on this e-bike are pretty entry level, but it's also reflected in the price. The Shimano tourney components are one of the lowest on the group set hierarchy. But for an e-bike, it's satisfactory. You're not going to be shifting all the time. Other than that, I don't have any complaints about the e-bike. Currently, it's $499 on Amazon with $150 shipping, so it's around $650 before tax. But for the latest pricing and potential discounts, check out the description section below. If you guys are looking for a retro style fat tire e-bike with dual suspension and a 750 watt motor that can go 25 miles per hour, you can check this one out. Please like this video if you found it helpful. Feel free to leave questions or comments in the comment section below. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching and take care.